and welcome to the 1986 Blue Tip Festival Parade. I'm Holly McNulty.
And I'm Dwight Bowman. It looks like we've got a nice evening for a great parade this evening. Stay tuned. The crowd is anxiously awaiting the VFW Color Guard. They're going to be coming down the street any moment now to start the parade off, and then it will be underway.
As a matter of fact, Dwight, this is our largest parade ever with over 200 units.
That's right, Holly, and we've got full coverage of the parade this evening from beginning to end, so it should be exciting.
We'd like to thank Peg Lambert and Diane Rigoni, who are co-chairmans of the parade from the JCs, and Harvey Burns, who's the festival chairman this year.
While we're waiting for them to come on down the parade route, let's run down some of the other things that are going on this week in Wadsworth. Of course, this is the Blue Tip Festival week, and the hours for the Blue Tip Festival out at the stadium will be 6 to 11 every evening tonight through Saturday. It will also have matinees from 1 until 4 on both Wednesday and Saturday. At the festival there will be everything from rides and foods to those famous merchant booths where you can get free gifts and sign up for some neat drawings. Some of the other events that will be going on down at the Blue Tip Festival include a female barbershop quartet Wednesday at 7:30. Other evenings at 7:30 on Thursday will be a band. It's supposed to be a band playing music from the islands. And on Friday will be bodybuilding, both male and female bodybuilding, Holly. And then on Saturday is variety night with a disc jockey. I can hear the bands clear in the background, so they must be getting fairly close.
This shot is from our scissor lift, courtesy of the Complete Computer House, and our thanks to Jerry Wyant. Starting off the parade, we have the Wadsworth High School Marching Grizzlies. In front of the marching band, we have the VFW Post 1809 Color Guard.
And of course, the police are always leading the parade as they do. Here comes the color guard, the VFW Post 1089 color guard passing us by now.
Following the color guard, we have the Marching Grizzlies. I understand they swept the awards at the Hershey competition.
Yeah, they've always done good, and I think this year was unlike no others. It was a very, very good year for the band.
Sit back and listen. Following the Grizzlies, we'll have our Grand Marshal, Jenny Armstrong, who will light the match and start Blue Tip.
Jenny's a 14-year-old citizen of Wadsworth. She is one of the Young Women's Cystic Fibrosis members, a member of the Young Women's Cystic Fibrosis Club in Akron. She's also in the Young Authors Club of Medina County, and as a 14-year-old, she's already put out 2 novels. She should be getting ready to go up in the bucket truck and light the match any time now. I was talking with her just the other day, and she said she's not scared to go up in the bucket truck. I was pretty proud of her. I thought I just might be. Jenny is 14 years old. The parade announcer is announcing who Jenny is, mentioning that she does suffer from cystic fibrosis. That's probably one of the main reasons that she was chosen as parade marshal, because of the JC's involvement with cystic fibrosis. Can you see her yet?
No, I don't see her. And there goes Jenny up in the bucket truck.
Jenny also mentioned to me that she's going to be a freshman at Wadsworth High School this next year and a member of the flag corps for the band, so she'll probably be in the parade many years to come. At least next to the next 4.
The man up there in the truck, in the bucket truck with Jenny, is her father. And there goes Jenny lighting the match, which starts 1986 Blue Tip.
So she comes down. Let's look at what else we have coming up in the parade. There's various dignitaries from different political organizations, and one of my favorite parts, the Miss Wadsworth contestants will all parade by us.
Also, we have lots of antique autos, and also the Smith Dairy Float, which is with us every year. All the applause is for Jenny Armstrong, our Grand Marshal. Once again, there's Jenny Armstrong.
Here comes Jenny's parents. Her mom looks pretty proud and was up there taking a picture of her husband and daughter.
Following Jenny, we'll have our Citizen of the Year. Following Jenny, here's our Citizen of the Year, Norabelle Hunter. Once again, Norabelle Hunter.
And following Norabelle Hunter is our Mayor Daniels, and his wife, Mrs. Daniels.
Following Mayor Daniels, we have Sterling Seacrest and Ralph Berry. And there's Sterling Seacrest.
And Ralph Berry on the other side there.
Once again, this is a shot from our scissor lift, courtesy of the Complete Computer House.
And here's Sue Opolinick, 1985 Miss Wadsworth. She will be getting ready to give up her crown this Friday in the Friday evening Miss Wadsworth contest, which will be held at O.J. Work Auditorium here in Wadsworth. This is Sue Opolinick.
Following Sue, we have Bobinger Realtors. Once again, that's Bobinger Realtors.
Everywhere you look, as the sign says. And coming up next, we have the JC president with the Little Miss and Mr. Blue Tip. They should be in the next couple cars.
One close-up before the green box. Green box, look in front of you. The people right in front of you. Oh, wow.
Oh, it looks like we have another Bobinger Realtors truck coming up first, though.
These are part of the Bobinger sales team.
We should point Maria over towards them. I think she's looking for an apartment.
Looks like they're handing out candy or balloons or something. Certainly is a quiet parade so far. Wasn't hearing for whistles.
They've quieted down some, though, from before the parade, at least.
And here comes one last Bobinger Realtors truck. And coming up, here's our JC president.
Pam's throwing candy also.
Once again, there's the 1986 JC president.
Pamela Pill.
And here's our little Mr. and Mrs. Blue Tip.
Why? And following the Little Miss and Mr. Blue Tip is William Batchelder, our state representative.
And here's Miss Wadsworth contestant Lisa Urachek.
And she's being followed by Miss Wadsworth contestant Jeanette Warner. She's sponsored by the Sunspot. Oh, Lisa Urachek is sponsored by the Sunspot.
Coming up next, we have the Grandmothers Club, number 40. Looks like they're also throwing candy. Once again, that's the Wadsworth Grandmothers Club.
Those are some nice hats there, too. They're all ready for the sun this evening.
Following the Grandmothers Club, we have Bill Nielsen, candidate for Congress.
He's got quite a caravan with him. And they're doing something different. No candy, but they have balloons they're handing out.
Following Bill Nielsen, we have the Tadmore Shrine. Once again, here's the Tadmore Shrine.
There should be quite a few of them, about 10 units.
I think they've been in the parade ever since I can remember, Dwight.
That's always been one of my favorite parts, is seeing the Tadmor Shrine. They have those little motorcycles and everything. There's always quite a excitement when the Tadmors come by.
Here comes more of the Tadmor Shrine.
What a bicycle.
Here comes more of the Tadmor Shrine.
I like these guys dressed up as Arabs. Do you think any of these guys would have a free gas coupon for me?
We still have more Tadmor Shrine coming up. Looks like we're gonna do a little show for us here, Dwight. Here they call themselves the Gojo Shriners Club, Dwight.
Uh-oh, looks like we've got some trouble up here. I see the police. Looks like there's some
Escaped convicts. Here we have the Kent Crazy Cops. Oh no, it looks like they're taking people hostage. It's kissing everyone. Once again, that's the Kent Crazy Cops. Coming up next, we have more Tadmor Temple from Akron, Ohio. Whipping through on their motorcycles. Well, actually, Dwight, they don't really have that much room to ride around because people seem to be really crowded in the center of the road here.
Get around as well as they do. But these seem to be large motorcycles for as small of an area that they have to ride in.
Actually, it could be quite dangerous if a kid decided to run out the street. It's very important for the adults to keep their children close to them. The Tadmor Shrine.
Following the Tadmor Shrine is Dennis Smith's 1932 LaSalle Antique Auto.
And following that, we have Dennis Smith 1938 LaSalle Antique Auto.
Coming up after that is Council Member Fred Halliburton with, it looks like, Annette Palisak in the back seat. Yeah, there she is waving.
Coming up next, we have the Wranglers drill team. The Flag Corps and Rifle Squad.
Here comes some of the little ones. Were you this coordinator when you were that little?
No. Once again, that's the Wranglers. The kids waiting for candy to be thrown at them.
And now here comes the Smith Dairy float.
They always have such an original float.
They sure put a lot of work into it, especially for a parade like this. And don't see very many people that put this much work into it. That could be right up there in the Rose Bowl parade.
Once again, that's the Smith Dairy float. Coming up next is Miss Wadsworth contestant Hillary Walker.
Hillary's being followed by Miss Wadsworth contestant Leanne Tittle. Leanne's on the cheerleading squad in school. Or she was, at least. I think she just graduated.
Leanne is sponsored by Video Fair. Coming up next, we have George Miller, candidate for the 9th District Court of Appeals. Once again, that was George Miller.
And here comes the Matchbox Girl Scouts.
Looks like the Brownie squad in front.
They even have the little daisies.
Following the Girl Scouts, we have the Dutch Pantry float. It's like old Farmer Brown.
Mm-hmm.
Once again, that's the Dutch Pantry float. Looks like they're throwing candy.
The Dutch Pantry float is being followed by Ferris Brown. Ferris Brown is our county auditor.
Following Ferris Brown, we have Miss Wadsworth contestant Raylyn Swain. Raylyn is sponsored by Admiral Machine. Next, Miss Wadsworth contestant is Wendy Sharkey. And Wendy is sponsored by ERA Tri-County Realtors.
Wendy's being followed by the Kmart Good News Committee float. Looks like some of the soccer teams on that.
They've even got the blue light on the float. The store where you can always catch a blue light.
Oh, it's Wadsworth Girls Softball on the float. Yeah, we were getting some candy from them.
Following the Kmart Good News Committee, we have the Summer Library Reading Club.
Movie time, come to the fair. A stuffed pet show. That sounds like fun.
And here we have the Crusaders Baton and Drum Corps. There's a little Crusader. Oh, she's got two at once. Oh, three, excuse me.
How did they do that?
Pretty good. Little batons for them. You start early. Once again, that's Crusaders Baton and Drum Corps. Let's sit back and listen, Dory. Miss Wadsworth contestant Laura Ann Schrock. Laura is sponsored by Hastings Broad Street Printing. Once again, that's Laura Schrock.
There's another picture of our famous match. That'll keep burning all week during the Blue Tip Festival, which goes on through Saturday. And coming up here is Raggedy Ann and Andy and Little Ann.
Looks like they're throwing candy.
I'm sure trying to eat what we got from the last one that went by.
That's a pretty unique float. I've never seen that before. Once again, that's Raggedy Ann and Andy and Little Ann.
They're sponsored by Richmond's Pharmacy and the Ben Franklin.
Once again, they're sponsored by Richmond Pharmacy and Ben Franklin. Big pieces of candy.
And a lot of people yelling for it too. They're all excited. So a bit of a pause here before the National Association of Letter Carriers. While we're waiting that pause, let's look again at the hours for the festival the rest of the week. It's going on down at the stadium from 6 until 11 this evening through Saturday. It also has matinees Wednesday and Saturday afternoon from 1 until 4.
Also going on, we have lip sync contest and the Beautiful Baby contest.
The Beautiful Baby contest is always fun. You get to see bunches of adorable little faces like the one on the camera right now.
Thank you. Leaning on the milk in his bottle. The crowd anxiously waiting for the next float to come along.
The next float is the National Association of Letter Carriers. Now would be a good time to make a joke about how slow the mail comes some days, wouldn't it? They probably had to stop on the way to deliver a few quick letters.
Looks like everyone's really enjoying themselves down here, especially when they throw the candy. I know that's my favorite part.
It turned out to be quite a nice evening for it. I was really surprised. We've had so much rain lately. It's
starting to get a little chilly now.
It's nice that we didn't get the rain for this evening, at least.
Yeah, that's right, because there was no rain date for the parade, so I think if it would have rained, the whole thing would have been canceled. Looks like these three kids are waiting for more candy to come along. Anticipation's pretty intense around here.
How many do you have?
Wonder where those letter carriers are.
I don't know. I hope they are next.
Late, just like the mail.
If we've been talking about them being late and coming up next and there's someone else that's holding the parade up, we'll be embarrassed. One of the events coming up this week that a lot of people are looking forward to is the reason that the Miss Wadsworth contestants are in the parade this week. It's the Miss Wadsworth contest itself, which goes on Friday evening right here down in town Wadsworth. It's at the O.J. Work Auditorium. There's 44 contestants for this contest this year, and that's more than we usually see in the contest.
I think it gets bigger every year.
I think it's becoming more popular with the girls because there seems to be more and more of them that are in the contest, even though the number of students at the high school doesn't seem to be growing by the same number of leaps and bounds.
I think part of the reason, Dwight, is we have more and more sponsors. It seems like Wadsworth is getting more and more businesses, so the more sponsors we have more girls we can have in the pageant.
And that's good for everyone, not just the girls so they can be involved in this, but for the town in general. Having that much activity is a good sign of prosperity for the city. Here's a shot of the judges' stand.
And up ahead, we have the next float coming along.
Maybe now would be a good time to run into the kitchen to get something to drink. Here's one of our cameramen, Ron Zitto. Ron's been a volunteer for the Cable Commission for quite a while. He does a real good job at all sorts of things. Ron just graduated from Wadsworth High School also. Plans on going away to college. Hopefully he'll continue to pursue the career in broadcasting or cable casting. He's going to Ashland, as people tell me in the background. Here, another one of our cameramen. Yes, Joe Davis. I was waiting for someone else to say it. And we do have the letter carriers coming by.
It's like instead of mail handing out, they're handing out candy.
They probably had to stop at the post office to pick up more candy.
Here we have Jackie Ruppel, Miss Wadsworth contestant, followed by Chris Raw. Once again, there's Jackie Ruppel, who's sponsored by Kovac Realtors.
And Chris Raw is sponsored by Tri-County Insurance.
And Chris Raw is sponsored by Tri-County Incorporated. That's Insurance Incorporated. Once again, Chris Raw.
Chris is being followed by the Exercise Shop and Chuck
Look
North.
at those bodies. This is probably the highlight of the parade, at least for me anyway.
I don't know, Holly. It doesn't do a thing for me. I wish they could go on a little bit faster.
Up there. Once again, it's the Exercise Shop. Chuck North. Flexing their muscles for everyone. The crowd is going crazy.
The Exercise Shop is followed by Miss Wadsworth contestant Karen Sue Rada. And Karen is sponsored by Arby's.
Following Karen, we have Rochelle Park, another Miss Wadsworth contestant. And Rochelle is sponsored by Sophisticut Hair and Skincare.
The driver for Michelle is the owner of Sophisticut.
Michelle!
Following Rochelle, we have the Aerobic Dancing Incorporated. That's Jackie Sorensen, Aerobic Dancing. Well, Dwight, maybe you'll like this part of the parade.
This is better than the Exercise Shop, I do say.
No, I don't think so. Once again, that's Aerobic Dancing.
I'll bet they'll be tired by the end of the parade.
Yeah,
They're sponsored by James L. They're followed by James L. Kimmler, judge for Wadsworth. He's riding in the parade with his family.
Once again, that's James Kimbler. Next, we have Annette Husk, Barberton Cherry Blossom Queen.
And Star Supply Company is letting out the balloons. The Cherry Blossom Festival even had nice weather this year. That doesn't happen very often.
Once again, that's the Star Supply Company.
The Star Supply Truck is being followed by Renaissance Majorette and Drum Corps.
Once again, that's the Renaissance Majorette and Drum Corps.
And coming up here is Lonzo Pridemore's Antique Auto, followed by the Boy Scouts of America, Pack 403, and Cub Scouts 3401 and their vehicles.
Coming up next, Miss Wadsworth contestant Julie Oley. And following Julie, we have Miss Wadsworth contestant Michelle Myers. And more candies on the way.
How about some candy?
Julie Oley is sponsored by Sunway Cleaners.
And Michelle Ann Myers is sponsored by John Wolf Auto Body. And here comes Domino's Pizza following her, and then Ronald McDonald. He should have some words to say to the camera.
There's Ronald. There's the Ronald McDonald Fun Theater. Following Ronald, we have Harold Murray's Antique Auto.
And here is Miss Wadsworth contestant Elizabeth Morris.
Once again, that's Elizabeth Morris.
Elizabeth is being sponsored by Smee's Sports Spot, or Smee's Sport and Fitness.
And here's another Miss Wadsworth contestant, Becky Milliken. Becky is sponsored by Bake One. Following Becky, we have the Harley Spurlock Antique Auto.
Looks like there's some councilmen in that. Rivers and Barabas and Black are all in the Fred Davis car.
Following the councilman car, we have Orville's Marching Angels. Once again, there's the councilman car. Councilman throwing candy. And here's the Orville Marching Angels. Let's sit and listen to the Orville Marching Angels.
Here's Miss Wadsworth's contestant, Melissa Diana Miller. She's coming up in the background. Here she is.
Following Melissa, we have Miss Wadsworth contestant Andrea Michaelis. And here comes the famous Mr. Derby. Everyone's making mooing noises. Mr. Derby is from Brown Derby Restaurant.
Yeah, everybody's making noise but Mr. Derby, it seems.
And here comes Yum Yum Tree Yummy Bears.
And they've got some young sportsters in there. The Browns. Not the Cleveland Browns, but the Wadsworth Pee Wee football team. This is the Wadsworth Youth Football Association.
Doing a cheer for us here.
And here's the Panthers, followed by Miss Wadsworth contestant Julie Mast. And here's Miss Wadsworth contestant Lori Dawn Lyons.
Once again, that was Julie Mast. And here's Lori Lyons, sponsored by Elaine's Flower and Gifts. Lori's sponsored, followed by the Grill Mower Repair.
And coming up next is the Salvation Army Sunbeams and Adventure Chorus.
Once again, that's the Salvation Army Sunbeam and Adventure Corps. And here comes the Wadsworth Swinging Stars Square Dance Club.
They're on a great big huge truck and just dancing away, I can see there in the background.
Looks like they're having a great time there.
They have quite a big organization here in town,
And we got the whole audience clapping along with the Swinging Stars. I wonder if that's hard to dance while they're moving like that.
I think it would be sort of like dancing on a boat. It seems like it would be hard. They're certainly having a good time, though. They're being followed by Miss Wadsworth contestant Lori Lundblad. Lori is sponsored by Benelli Pontiac. And then Miss Wadsworth contestant Georgianne Mary Lukes is coming up. And then Joyce Vega is our contestant for commissioner.
Following Joyce Vega, we have Miss Wadsworth contestant Lydia Likas. That's Lydia Likas. Following Lydia, we have Miss Wadsworth contestant Deborah King. Deborah is sponsored by Great Northern. Once again, that's Deborah King. And there goes Deborah King, who's sponsored by Great Northern Savings. Hey, here's the Sky Patrol trick team.
Ooh.
Do tricks on their bikes.
That's quite a trick there.
I hear Joe Davis does that all the time. With an automobile, though. I wonder if they have special bikes for that, or they're just normal.
They don't look like the kind of bikes that I rode when I was young. I think they are special. There's little ledges on the edges of them.
And their wheels look a little wider, probably, to support them better.
They're being followed by the Calliope.
There's a Wadsworth hardware supply. And here's Miss Wadsworth contestant Sherry Kelly. Following.
And here's Miss Wadsworth contestant Cynthia Marie Kenner. Cynthia is being sponsored by Ritzman's Pharmacy. Here's Bernice Miller for State Representative, following Cynthia.
Next, we have Wadsworth Rittman Hospital.
The whole hospital's coming by.
No, just a few nurses.
Some of the candy stripers in front.
Looks like they're throwing candy also. Following the Wadsworth Rittman Hospital, we have a Buckingham 1973 Mustang. There's the Wadsworth Rittman Hospital again. 1973 Mustang.
And here comes the Rangerettes Baton and Drum Corps from Sebring, Ohio.
That's the Rangerettes. Coming up next, we have the Kinder Care Learning Center.
Here's the Indian Guides, a father and son organization, as you can see from the sign the one kid's holding.
Once again, that's Indian Guides. Following the Indian Guides, here we have the Wadsworth Soccer Association. Once again, there's the Wadsworth Soccer Association.
And here's Michelle Gardner, a Miss Wadsworth contestant. She's sponsored by Doors Incorporated. Michelle Gardner. And here's Miss Wadsworth contestant Diane Marie Foraker. Diane is sponsored by L&G Enterprises.
Next we have Wadsworth Fire Truck. Looks like we have a whole string of fire trucks coming up.
It's always exciting to see the parade for children both young and old.
The Wadsworth Fire Department Rescue Squad.
Here we have more fire trucks coming up. This one's from Chippewa Township. They have some yellow trucks. I understand yellow, some people say, is a better color to see. So that's why there's some yellow fire trucks compared to the red.
Chippewa Township Fire Department.
And some Rittman fire trucks. Truck going by right there was from Concord Township. Fire trucks from all over here this evening.
Looks like they really shined up their trucks for the parade.
Some of these are definitely antique fire trucks. I bet they don't take that one out when they have a fire very often.
Certainly leave a lot of exhaust behind.
Mm-hmm. None of the fire trucks are too old to be out of service, though. I haven't seen any that don't have hoses, so all they have is buckets. So I suppose as long as they have hoses, they can still be in service.
Looks like we're a little over halfway through the parade.
All these fire trucks have gone by and not one of them has tried to put out the match that's burning behind them.
I don't even think they're allowed to honk their horns or blow their sirens when they come through.
I think they may do it some outside of the main downtown area, but with all the buildings here in downtown, they are respectful enough to the people that they don't honk the horns.
Well, it's so loud, and I know that in previous years I had a lot of complaints about it, so I think they just got rid of it altogether. Coming up next, we have the Silver Stars. Once again, that's the Silver Stars. The sign says, "Look out, world, here comes the little silver stars." The future silver riders of River Styx. Next we have the 4-H Club.
Here's Miller's Funeral Home. Oh, this is Hilliard Cox and Mulaney Funeral Home. I'm sorry.
Next is the Wadsworth Newcomers Club.
And in the background you can see the old Phoenix Stagecoach.
Certainly have a lot of horses this year. I always thought they brought up the rear.
I always thought it was a good idea to have the horses in the rear, but I don't think
followed by a street cleaner.
There we have a picture of our camera crew working hard away. And here comes Santa Claus.
Boy, the horses certainly made their mark. And there's the Santa Claus mobile.
Santa Claus going right down the lane.
I'm surprised he isn't throwing candy.
Here's the Grace and Truth Tabernacle float.
Once again, that's the Grace and Truth Tabernacle, followed by Billow's Funeral Home.
I knew they were in here somewhere.
Once again, that's Billow's Funeral Home. Next, we have a 1939 Chrysler Royal Sedan.
Several other antique cars along with it. Nice shot of the Iron Horse there. Iron Horse Restorations is whose car that is.
We've got more antique cars. What's a parade without antique cars, right?
And here comes Duncan Coachman RV from Duncan Trailer Sales.
More Coachman trailers.
This is all the Coachman weekenders that are driving these Coachmans down the street. They're 20 years old this year and proud to be taking their Coachmans out on the weekend, I guess.
Following the Coachmen, we had the Imperial Cadets.
They're hanging back there. They must not want to get too close to those Coachmans. I'd be more afraid of the horses if I was them, though. Here they are.
That's the Imperial Cadets Baton and Drum Corps from Worcester, Ohio.
Glasses. Oh, I'm sorry, what did you say?
They've got to be freezing.
And here comes Miss Wadsworth contestant Lisa Block.
It's sponsored by McDonald's. That's Lisa Block.
And here's Beth Ann. Well, here's still Lisa Flock. And here's Beth. That was Beth Ann Easterday, sponsored by McDonald's.
Next, we have Michelle Byers, sponsored by Guardian Home Nursing. That's Michelle Byers. Next, here's Johnson for Judge. Coming up next, we have the DC Twirlers from Medina, Ohio, the senior division. Senior division is followed by the DC Twirlers junior division.
And I think we're into the Tiny Tots now. There's the Tiny Tots. Or is that's the junior division?
Comes the even tinier tots.
Yeah. Look in the wheelbarrow. That's definitely a Tiny Tot.
Once again,
Mascot
that's
Missy.
the DC Twirlers. And here's Rosie and Little Rascal from Ryder Dairy. And there's Rosie.
Here comes Miss Wadsworth contestant Bridget Bodine.
Bridget Bedoin is sponsored by Tony Perry.
I guess it's Jethro Bodine. It's Bridget Bedoin. There's Bridget.
Next we have Miss Wadsworth contestant Virginia Boyce. She's sponsored by Don's Landscaping. That's Virginia Boyce. Coming up next, we have Tempest. Here's the Tempest Flag Corps. They certainly are colorful. And they're playing the Dallas theme song.
Is that what that is?
That's the Tempest.
Here's the future storm of the Tempest, the juvenile division. They're being followed by the Acme Old Time Delivery Truck.
Here comes the Acme Old Time Delivery Truck. Looks like they're throwing out lots of candy. And following the Acme Old Time Delivery Truck, we have Miss Wadsworth contestant Vicki Black. Vicki is sponsored by the Kiwanis Club. There's Vicki Black. She certainly looks cold sitting up there. And next we have Miss Wadsworth contestant Susie Baker. Vicki. Once again, there's Susie Baker. Susie is sponsored by Great Oaks Lanes.
And here is the Wadsworth Transmission Service, followed by Deborah Wilson, Miss Ohio preteen pageant contestant.
That's Deborah Wilson.
She's a Miss Ohio finalist in the preteen division. Deborah Wilson.
Next, we have the Barberton Area Right to Life. And next, we have Miss Wadsworth contestant Leanne Kalbetzer. Leanne is sponsored by the Huntington Bank. Next, we have Miss Wadsworth contestant Kathleen Dando, sponsored by Wadsworth Hardware. That's Kathleen Dando.
And here's John Brown, candidate John Brown for county auditor.
Here we have Miss Wadsworth contestant Elizabeth Blanner, sponsored by Bradley's.
Here's the Wise United float.
Here we have Miss Wadsworth contestant Pam Beeman. Pam is sponsored by Wadsworth Chamber of Commerce. That's Pam Beeman.
Here's the Young Marines.
Young Marines are followed by Wadsworth Tops, number 366. That's the Young Marines. Followed by the Wadsworth Tops. Next we have Maxima Sporting Goods, the finest hunting and fishing store in the area.
Somebody caught a good one there.
Revving their engines.
And here's the Rangerettes.
Next we have Miss Wadsworth contestant Elizabeth Allen, sponsored by Dick Thomas Realty. That's Elizabeth Allen.
And here comes Miss Wadsworth contestant Deborah Blainer, sponsored by Domino's Pizza.
That's Deborah Blainer by Domino's Pizza. Here we have All-American Basement Waterproofing and Home Services.
And here's the Sacred Heart Centennial Float. It's in the honor of 100 years.
Once again, the Sacred Heart Float. That's a really nice float.
Mm-hmm. Another one that you can tell they put a lot of work into it.
It's made out of Kleenex.
We just saw we're seeing Miss Wadsworth contestant Mary Bauman, sponsored by PCM Corporation. And she's
Here's
followed...
Miss Wadsworth contestant Nikki Bowes. That's Nikki Bowes. Nikki is sponsored by American Healthcare Center. Look at the size of that Honda.
It's Jerry Farrell Incorporated's float.
Once again, that's Jerry Farrell Incorporated. Looks like a blow-up type balloon. Had to blow that thing up. That's Jerry Farrell, Honda, and Kawasaki's. Next we have the Wadsworth soccer team.
The Crush, the Wadsworth Orange Crush.
Following the Wadsworth soccer team, we have the Cadettes.
Look at them march.
Cadettes are from Akron, Ohio. Certainly are in line. Their feet are marching perfectly together. Lisa Benya, sponsored by Wadsworth Rotary. That's Lisa Benya. Here we have 4-H. Don't clown around, join 4-H.
.4-H is being followed by the Navy recruiting float, and here's the Chipmunks. Look, there's Alvin.
Followed by the Navy truck, and then VHF movie rentals from Video Fair. And here we have the Wadsworth EMS squad, followed by Wadsworth fire trucks.
I wonder if these are the same Wadsworth fire trucks we saw before. They're making circles. Coming up here is the Medina County Sheriff Department with John Rebar. Looks as
Here we
though the
have the
sheriff department has caught some people also. He doesn't seem to mind though.
Hey, how's it going?
Well, it looks like the parade's about over.
All we have left is the police and sheriff cars.
And of course, the street cleaner.
Mm-hmm.
There goes the sirens.
The sheriffs are making more noise than the fire department did.
Be sure to stay tuned because Dwight's going to give us the highlights of this week down at the festival.
It looks as though things are just about wrapping up, so why don't we start that now? The Wadsworth Blue Tip Festival is going on now through Saturday and will be open down at the fairgrounds, the Memorial Park Fairgrounds that is, through Saturday from 6 until 11 each evening, and there will be a matinee on Wednesday and Saturday from 1 until 4. The festival includes many things, including rides, food, and the merchant's booth, which has drawings and gifts and just things that you can find out about some of the merchants here in town. Some of the activities that will go on throughout the festival include a lip sync contest and a beautiful baby contest. Wednesday evening at 7:30 is a female barbershop quartet. Thursday evening at 7:30, there's going to be a band concert with a band that's supposed to play some music of the islands. Friday evening is a bodybuilding contest at the festival grounds. And Saturday evening is a variety night with a disc jockey. Also Friday evening is a Miss Wadsworth contest going on downtown. That's what we saw all the Miss Wadsworth contestants for. That'll be going on downtown at O.J. Work Auditorium. So that's what's coming up this week, Holly.
Well, that about wraps things up. We'd like to thank you for joining us, and I'm Holly McNulty.
And I'm Dwight Bowman. Good night.